And that's that's another dangerous thing. If aversion is running the show, then this kind of like aloof, equanimity is never aloof, it's never cold, it's never distant. That's when you can tell aversion has come in and is running the program. Equanimity is always intimate. That's the thing to always remember. I feel like Sati Sampajana is always, it's always. Remember, mindfulness, Sati, is always intimate. It's the most intimate. Anytime we're doing this, it's actually aversion. Even if it looks like, oh, I'm being very skillful and passing on this, yeah, okay, that's fine. What's the flavor like? Is it like this, or is it like, I'm still holding it. I'm just not clutching it. I'm just holding it. So, internal or external, both. The hooks are, but usually what I'm talking about is always what's rooted in your experience. That's where at the point of contact, that's where the practice is. So, yeah. Is that helpful at all?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rob. Great question. That's something we should paint on a banner. No spiritual bypassing, and stick it up in the front door. Yeah, that's how you avoid spiritual bypass. That's something only you can know for you. And it's so crucial. But do you have something to say?
Explain the term spiritual bypass.
Spiritual bypass is when you get too spiritual to actually do the work necessary to do the good work in your life that you need to do. Like when I was young, I thought I was super duper spiritual because I didn't maintain my house, or there are all these things that I was far too spiritual to do. Like work hard, save money, maintain material objects nicely, clean my house, all these things I was far too spiritual to do. I was just bypassing. I was just lazy, really. And people do that with the deep wounds in their heart. They get so spiritual, they use meditation like a bludgeon, and some pain arises in them to be known, to be looked at, to be loved. And they're like, when they just meditate twice as hard and push it down. And that's when you know aversion, hatred, aversion, pushing away. That's when that's running the boat, instead of mindfulness, which is always intimate and kind. Everybody has to know that for themselves. But there's markers, right? Like if you are floating above your pain and your problems, that might be something to look at. Not you, but if we're far too spiritual to have a hard conversation with someone from the heart. In my case, I noticed that I was very distant from my own desires. I was having trouble connecting to what I wanted. And that's a problem, especially in a religious tradition like this, that says desire's the problem. This is a problem with bad translation and aversive, uptight 18th century guys writing the translations into English. Desire isn't the problem. Reactivity is the problem. Clinging and aversion is the problem. So everybody has a way they go, I see. Everybody has a way they bypass, and the way I bypass is I go, I see. I don't need it. I don't need any of that. And I do that less and less as I get older, thank goodness. But also whenever that's happening in me, whenever I can't just tell, I want that. Doesn't mean I have to get it. I don't have to go buy it or do it or eat it or do the thing. But just being able to connect very simply. Oh, I want that thing. If I can't, then I'm I might be bypassing. I hope that's helpful. Thank you. Dynamite question. Okay, thank you everybody who marked the time. It's time.